All right, you ready to get to today's first immunity challenge? Immunity back up for grabs. This challenge is called Stay the Course. It is, in the beginning, an obstacle course type setup where you will go to each of 5 stations. You can go to those stations in any order that you like. At each station, you will find one piece to a 5-piece puzzle. You'll need to go to the station, get the puzzle piece, bring it back to your table. Put it there, go back out until you have all 5 pieces at your station. Then you can begin doing the puzzle. The puzzle itself is a 5-piece square. All 5 pieces must be used.
I'm assuming the auction items are relevant right now?
What do you have left?
Rocks.
Rocks are not going to be a factor here.
Yeah, that was a bad choice.
We're going to draw for a spot. Everybody set? Survivors ready? Go! David in the lobster net. Gracie untying bags. Justin and Anthony working on the jailbreak. Louie swimming back from the platform. Bobby and Rachel digging in the sand pit. Gracie and David trying to find their way out of that net. Louie's back with his second piece. Louie headed into the net now. Lobster trap proving more difficult than it appears. Imagine that. Anthony reaching for his key at the jailbreak. Anthony retying poles. Gracie, David, and Louie stuck in the lobster trap net.
Oh my God.
Anthony's got his key. He's opening up the box. Anthony's back with his first piece. Gracie finds her way out. She's got her second piece. David's out of the lobster net. He's got his first piece. Bobby, Anthony, Rachel still digging for their sandpit pieces. Justin coming out of the water with a piece. David's got his second.
Just got it too?
Yep.
What the heck?
I know.
Justin and Anthony back with their second at the same time. Anthony into the lobster net. Louie's back with his third piece. Anthony back quickly with his third. Anthony back with number 4. He's got one left.
These pieces are good size.
Bobby's coming out. Bobby into the lobster net. Gracie heading back. Anthony coming back with his 5th and final piece. He's going to start working on the puzzle. David's back with his 3rd.
In the water.
Dude, I've been here.
Sandpit proving difficult.
Keep going, keep going. Anything can happen, it's a puzzle.
Justin's got his 4th.
Threw it in my
Bobby's
trash
got
can.
2.
Wait, are you still here?
Bobby quickly back with his 3rd. David coming back. He's got 4. Takes a square. David coming out of the water with his 5th and final piece. He's now working on his puzzle. Had to use all 5 pieces. They will form a square. Only 5 pieces, but a very difficult puzzle. Bobby working on the lock at the jailbreak station. He's got it. He's coming back. He's got 4. They missed a couple.
The tangram tree I wanted. None of us are gonna be able to do it, but there they are.
Gracie's got hers. Justin's got his. Gracie heading out for her last piece. Justin working on the puzzle. Bobby back with his 5th. He's working on the puzzle. Gracie out of the water with her last piece.
Gracie.
Anthony's been here a long time. Frustration setting in. Louie has his piece out of the sand pit. Rachel has been in the sand pit this entire challenge. But no one's solving the puzzle yet, so it's not over. Sooner or later it will click. They'll figure out something they haven't tried yet, and it'll come together quickly. Louie reaching for his key. Rachel still digging. Rachel has her piece!
Right on.
David has the puzzle and he wins individual immunity. David, congratulations.
In the setup, what do you miss the most, I guess?
Shower.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't feel like extremely hungry. Definitely don't need my phone.
Okay.
I mean, I like the people I have at home, but
Okay.
they could last without me for a few days.
Between Justin, myself, and Louie, it's a messy love triangle. It's a messy one. Like, we all think, I think Louie and I realize we're not each other's one. I feel like Justin is kind of in a power spot right now with Louie and him or me and him. That's what I'm thinking and guessing. It could just be me paranoid, but at one point Justin and I said we're like, this is it. Like, we can talk major strategy with each other and we can really go hard. And I want to be able to talk crazy strategy, not have to worry about it.
You know, I've made the only final two, assuming it's the final two, the only final two deal I've made is with Gracie. And technically she said it to me, but I didn't say it back. I just said that sounds good. I didn't like necessarily commit, but I think that would be a really cool thing. We were, from day one, I said she was my girl, and I would like to see that happen. I think it'll be a tough final tribal because she's a tough girl. She's been really good at the social game of kind of flying under the radar. I've never, not once, heard her name from anybody on my tribe, any other tribe. No one is really noticing her, which is a great game for her. And especially with us being a little bit more imbalanced, where there's more men than women, to be a woman at the end in an imbalanced game like that is, I think, really impressive and a really good story to tell.
I'm confident I can beat anybody in this game. I'm a likable person, I'm a great talker, I'm social, and I'm strategic, and I've been proving myself as rather physical as well. So if anything, I'm like a little too threatening, and I don't want to get a big head about that, but I've been surprising myself.
As much as it would kill me, like, you know, I would love if it ended with the final two and that was it, like, yeah, I'd have David, but I mean, he would beat me. Like, I know that. Like, I think part of it, you know, being Bob's son and being able to survive that much, like, he kind of has the celebrity aspect of this season. And then just, I don't know, just being a bigger and more social version of myself. I just feel like he would just kind of own that. I think I could have a chance, but I mean, him finding the idol, just, I think he was a rock for the tribe. So ideally, I would cut him probably around 4 just for safety, but.
The audience knows now, but that's watching this, but Bobby found one underneath the urn in the voting booth. Him and I have this set up to go the distance. Like, we're like right there. We need a couple moves. I think we got it. Him and I would have, you know, in our other, in our Zika tribe, I think him and I would, if that was like, you know, a total, the total competition, him and I are in the finals, and I think actually I win that. He's playing a better game than I am right now, but I'm planning on launching a couple big moves coming up. So
if I got to the end game, it's because I worked it socially very strongly, and I got in some good situations, because I think I've set myself up to not have an easy road by any stretch. I think it's because socially people were very receptive, and if I was them, I wouldn't probably work with me. I think I have to keep the aloof thing kind of going. Like, here's my thing. I think when I talk to people, I think I seem really genuine, even when I'm, like, sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not, but I think I seem very genuine when I'm talking more than a lot of people. So I think that goes a long way with some people, in the sense of they're like, he actually, like, it's hard to, like, when people tell you whatever the hell they want to tell you, obviously, in this game, that's going to be the key for me, I think, is just really make them feel genuine about what I'm saying, whether it's true or not. But.
You guys should start telling me, bring in the jury. Brendan's already here. Austin, Luke, Travis, Sam, Julia voted out last Friday. So, long time in the sand pit. I know that was frustrating. You come into tribal here. I don't know if it's still in play, but I could still count 3 former Zekas, 4 of everybody else. Is that still in the works here, or are we well beyond that?
I at least hope they know that we're well beyond that. But you never know. People get in their own heads, and there's always a target on your back.
Bobby, Final 7 and Survivor, traditionally a pivot point with numbers. What's the strategy going in here? Are we trying to solidify what's going to happen all the way to the end, or are you guys still trying to figure out what am I doing right now?
So I think it's a mix of both. I think some people are looking towards the end game, which I think is a little too future forward. Focusing on this vote, kind of getting down to the 6 is kind of more critical in my mind.
David, big win for you there. Do you feel like that was absolutely necessary to keep you around?
Yeah, I feel like it's always necessary, and I'm not that good at puzzles, and I should be. Just, my genetics, I should be good at puzzles. There was so much pressure, I just felt like I wouldn't hear the end of it. Every family reunion, included the puzzle, so I felt added pressure.
Louis, anybody starting to look across at the makeup of the jury and thinking, how does this look in terms of who's got connections over there?
I mean, to be honest, I'm not sure anyone has had time to think about that.
Okay.
Because we barely have time to think about what's going on in front of us, let alone what's happening on the other side. So, I mean, I think any Survivor player would have it in the back of their mind, but it certainly hasn't been the forefront of a conversation that I've been a part of.
Gracie, the vote's been fluid the entire time. We're not, the audience is surprised, everybody's surprised. Is there going to come a point where there is a solid core that's left here that's going to drive the vote, or does this still look like it's going to continue to be shuffling after every immunity challenge to get to that next vote?
And each of us would love to be in a solid 4. We would love that. We just don't know. It doesn't feel like we're there yet.
Justin, any sign of a solid 4 anywhere?
There's definitely a solid 3. I heard different names from the 3 orange guys, previous orange guys, which probably means it's me. So I'd like to ask Anthony if he wants to try to break that up. The 3 of us will go with you right now if you want to try to break that up.
You guys didn't even pull me aside back there, so nobody gave me a name. So
I didn't hear your name. It's one of the.
No. I know. I didn't hear one of their names, so.
We can do it right now.
If you want to break up the 3 brown, we'll go with you too.
Wait, what?
The brown.
Brown? The maroon? The maroon. Sorry.
Yeah, go with the brown.
I'm saying is none of you gave me a name to vote for. So.
Well, it's either we've heard all of our names. So
No. I'm saying.
I know what I'm saying is we have no plays left. Our only play is to potentially go with you.
Right.
So
you haven't told me who to vote for. Is the thing.
I will if you want me to.
I mean, it doesn't do you any good to not. I guess you don't want to say something out loud, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because they definitely have an idol, so they're going to try to play their idol on the right person. So we got to figure out how to do it.
Has an idol?
I wish. If he had an idol, I would have played it. He thought it was good.
I don't know.
So Anthony dropped in a swing vote position here and trying to figure out which side he's going to land on.
Okay, up to them. That's not that hard.
Oh!
That's what we do.
I'm good now.
Are we all set?
We came in knowing what we were going to do, so we can just move on with that.
Anybody else need any more time? Let's get to the vote. Louis, you're up. Tally the votes. If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time.
John? I wish I was as good a storyteller as Sam is. But I just have an empty box, so I too will not be playing. John? But he will. I will be playing one.
Oh.
A little too much of a uncertainty, and it's been here, I promise. And like I mentioned, it is a pivotal vote.
This is a hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast for Bobby will not count. I'll read the votes. First vote, Justin. Justin. 2 votes, Justin. Justin. 3 votes, Justin. Rachel. Rachel. 3 votes, Justin. 2 votes, Rachel. Justin, that's 4. That's enough.
All right, Justin!
Keep it up, Zika. You got my vote.
I don't know.
Justin, the tribe has spoken.
Yeah, Justin!
Come on over, guys. David, need to take it back. Immunity, back up for grabs. Our next challenge is called Total Recall. You'll start at one of these 6 tables here. On my go, you'll swim out to the floating platform where Nick is. On the far side of that board, you'll find 3 rows of 5 images on each row. Your job is to memorize that sequence of images, come back to your table facing the audience, and you're going to recreate that sequence of images. When you think you have it, call out. We'll check you. We'll tell you yes or no. First one that correctly repeat the sequence wins immunity. Survivors ready? Go. "15 images out there. They have to repeat the pattern back here at the table. They're trying to memorize as much as they can because obviously they don't want to make too many trips back and forth into the pool, the pond. David out of the water. Rachel, Gracie right behind you. Anthony coming back. Rachel and Gracie heading back in the water. David headed back out. Louie coming back. Bobby wins immunity.
Hey, it's over. It's over, guys.
Oh
wow.
my God.
Bobby got it.
Oh, Bobby. How do you memorize that?
Bobby.
Holy crap. Oh, yeah, finally.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I really got the top row. What's that? Is it time? Bobby won. This is awkward.
Jury. Got it. Thank you. Let's bring in the jury.
Bobby.
Brendan. Austin. Luke. Travis. Sam.
Lost a lot of weight.
Julia. Justin voted out the last tribal. So Bobby, kind of a roller coaster. They played the idol last time. Didn't need to.
Nope.
Feeling down, come back with a very impressive win there,
Thank
by
you.
the way, at that challenge. Is that something you could just do naturally, or?
Yeah, I've always been good at cramming for tests, and I wanted to one-up Stephen Fishback. So.
So how does that position us now then, with you being immune here for this tribal?
Well, it positions me much better, because I think that there was a lot of talk about myself kind of after that, because people were a little surprised at Zika having another idol, and we promised we didn't. So.
Don't put it on Zika.
Bobby promised he didn't.
Didn't know you had that freaking idol.
So what about that, Rachel? I asked last time, is there still former colors? And the answer is no. And then boom, there it was. I don't know if it was about colors, but Anthony was the swing vote in the middle there. So where are we with that?
I mean, you didn't even give us new shirts, so it's hard to be blind. But you gotta just trust your alliances and go from there.
Anthony, it's probably not the best. A swing vote feels good for that vote, but then you come back and now you have to figure out, where do I stand?
Yeah, I mean, I think the best way to take advantage of it is to use it for leverage the following rounds. Like, they're really counting on you for that vote, and you gotta just continue to make sure they know that, hey, I've stuck with you, I'm sticking with you this time.
Gracie, any thoughts now of resume? We're getting down to the end now. There's only 6 of you left. Obviously, number one priority is get to the end. But is anybody starting to think, hey, if I get there, have I done enough to convince these guys that I deserve to win?
Yeah, I feel like that kind of happened in our strategy moving forward. It's not necessarily looking back and saying I did this, but before you make the move, saying this could be added.
What about you, Louie? Where are you looking at most? Is it still get through this 6, or are you starting to say, I got to show these guys something?
I mean, both of those things have to be at the forefront of your mind, but I think the most important thing at the moment is get to the next round, because if you move too fast or do something too big and it catches wind before the vote happens, you're screwed. So you have to be really careful with the moves that you make, but also make sure that these people over here can see what you're doing. Because if you get to the end and they have no idea, then you're on your own to tell your case. And it's up to them to believe it or not.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, David. It's kind of this moving immunity necklace. It's made its way almost entirely through this group here. Sorry, I wasn't going to single you out. You make a case, you know, there's not necessarily an immunity threat argument to be made here. Is it more about loyalty now? Is it still about how am I going to get through the next challenge? And am I worried about one of these guys winning it? What are your thoughts with that?
Well, you know, we all came out of original tribes. We got orange, red, and blue, but it is starting to get blended a little bit. That's why I don't like wearing the orange shirt. It's like so blatant. It feels like a giant target. And
You took away my undershirt.
And I think we've seen, though, there's been, you know, some tribal, original tribe cannibalization with, you know, people willing to work with each other. And that's exciting. You know, I'm glad it's not just this boring, you know, pick off, you know, certain tribes.
Anything else we need to talk about before we get to the vote? I'll give you a chance. All right, David, you're up. Anyone has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time. I'll read the votes. Rachel. Louis. 1 vote Rachel, 1 vote Louis. Rachel. Rachel. 3 votes Rachel, 1 vote Louis. Rachel, that's 4, that's enough.
All right, Rachel!
Rachel, tribe has spoken. Time for you to go. Go ahead, pull them out.